Okay, so all of this leads us into this instrument that we have here in terms of our body and our mind. This is our guidance system that we want to tap into. So healthy boundaries start here. They start inside of us. Those boundaries are really an expression of this, whatever is happening internally. So we want our bodies to become like our compass, to be giving us feedback. We want to be tuning in and listening and paying attention to what our body is telling us. For different people, you will feel those sensations in different places. So some people tell me that they feel more in their extremities, like their fingers will tingle or their toes will tingle or the backs of the legs. So you might feel things more in your extremities, but often the solar plexus is a great place to start to pay a lot of attention to when you're trying to get these clues from your body. So practicing taking your attention to your solar plexus and feeling, does it feel relaxed? Does it feel open? This is also where our diaphragm is in terms of breathing. So this is one of the reasons that deep breathing is so important, because it allows that diaphragm to expand and contract. There's a lot of things that happen down here in terms of serotonin being released. There's just so much good stuff that has to do with deep breathing. So tuning in to this core part of our body to give us information and to get to know its signals, to be listening to what our body has to say. So this is the moment that I would love for you to grab whatever that little object is that you have, whether it's like a little snack, something for your mouth, or something else. And this is, I have a PDF that you can download and print out if you want this. It's in your resource list, but I call this the Hell Yes checklist, because what we're doing is we're wanting to tune in to our body's yes, that feeling of like, I call it, with my kids, I call it the loud and enthusiastic yes. When we're learning about boundaries and we're learning about consent, we want to tune in to know what that feeling is in our body, where it's really like a clear yes, because that can help us to then know what is a maybe, which is not a loud and enthusiastic yes. A maybe is not, or the opposite, the no, the strong no. So we want to start to listen to, like, what are our body's clues, and our body will tell us. So I would love if you would play along here. I'm going to ask you to spend a little time with this thing that you have, and first get yourself grounded. So it's great if you stand when you're doing this. I'm going to sit right now, just in terms of my camera. Feel free to turn off your video if you want, because I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and have a little time with your object. Get your feet on the ground and feel free to stand if you want to stand, but I want you to feel real centered and firmly grounded, okay? And put your object in your non-dominant hand. This is known as our receptive hand. And go ahead and close your eyes if you feel comfortable here. And take 3 deep breaths into your belly. Just let your breathing slow down here. Feel yourself sinking into this moment. And you have your object here in the palm of your hand. And imagine yourself, if this is something that you would eat, imagine yourself putting this into your mouth and tasting it and feeling what it would feel like in your mouth. If it's not something to eat, then just imagine what you would do with this thing, what it means to you. And what we're going to ask our body is, do you want this? Yes. Or do you not want this? No. So in this place, get really specific on what it would be like to partake in this object. Feel with all of your senses. And notice your body. Does it lean forward? Does it lean back? Is there any sense of warmth or coldness? Any sense of tingling electricity or energy, or maybe a heaviness? Notice if it feels like your body is pushing you toward this thing, is excited about this thing, or if your body is saying no, or maybe your body is saying, I'm not sure, and that's okay too. So whatever clues you got from your body here, I'd love for you to act on them. So if you felt a clear yes, then go ahead and take your thing and partake in it, whatever that means with your object. So for me, this is chocolate chip. My body said yes. And just take that in, the completion of this communication process with your body. If your body said no, then thank your body. Either way, we can thank our bodies and act on that. So set it down. Say, okay, no, thank you. And when you have partaken in whatever your object was, in whatever way that's meaningful, and go ahead and come back. You can shake out or take some deep breaths and turn your video back on. And I'd love to hear just maybe if a couple people would share, what did you find here? What did you notice? How did your body speak to you? Did it? For some of us, this communication will take time. And so if you didn't have a clear signal, that's okay. That's like reaching out to a friend and, just sometimes it's not an automatic, like, back and forth. Sometimes it takes time to get to know someone or to warm up. So it can take time. But what did you notice?
So glad when you remind me that this is there because it's very strong. So like mine was an almond and I'm like ready to like fall forward. I'm like, all right, eat it, be done. Like it's for me, it's a very quick response. And I always forget that this is a tool that I have. When I remember, I use it for everything, like everything from how many ibuprofen should I take to, are these vitamins actually beneficial? Like I know it and I use it and then I completely space it out. So thank you for the reminder.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. I so relate to that too. I teach these things because I need to remember them. And so having cues and reminders can be really helpful, and just people who also help us remember. Yeah, awesome, good. Yes, Anita, please.
It was my first time doing it, so I was like a little confused, and I had like a crystal, and I was like, obviously I'm not gonna eat it. Like, what am I trying to do here? I'm like, okay, like feel like the power of it, and like feel like I felt warmth when I did like kind of get in tune with it or center with it, and I felt a little tingly like on my fingers. But then I was just like, wait, do I want it? So I just felt like
Right.
also probably part of my boundaries, but like how to yes or no type of thing.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. Thank you for bringing that up, because I include that you can use something that's not a food, because for some people that's not the right thing to do this with. But the food is an easy one with the yes and no, and like how you're gonna, like what you're gonna do with the thing. But I'm glad you brought that up, because it's just as important in this process. Like finding out, how does my body speak to me? What are those cues? Even when it's not like I'm gonna necessarily do something or not do something, but like what am I even listening for? What am I feeling for? And so it sounds like you had some really clear signals from your body, which is that's wonderful. It's to be celebrated.